stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, May 3rd. If there are any questions, comments, concerns, come up to this microphone, give us your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind. Call the roll, please.
Cedar.
Here.
Kinsfater.
Here.
Kleeman.
Here.
Kuva.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
Bolts.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. With your consent, gentlemen, I would like to add to new business 9H, approve a temporary sign permit.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We'll go to 4. Consent agenda, A City Council minutes of April 19th, 2021, special and regular meetings, recommendation approved. 4B is the City Council minutes of April 26, 21, special meeting, recommendation approved. And then the Cemetery Board of Trustees minutes of April 6, 2021 meeting, recommendation received.
Motion to approve A through C as presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll open a public hearing for 5A, the Woodland Estate Special Assessment. Mr. Rothie.
Yes, Your Honor. This evening, we will be seeking council approval on a resolution and the bid awarding to finalize the Woodland Estate Special Assessment process. As part of this process, we have to have a series of public hearings, 2 to be specific. This is the second one, so if anybody wishes to make comments about this Woodland Estate Special Assessment, they can do so at this point.
We'll open it to the public. Anybody out there have questions, comments, concerns?
Make a motion to close the public hearing, Your Honor.
Support.
All in favor, say aye. Public hearing is closed. We'll go to 6A, Resolution 2116, Woodland Estate Special Assessment. Mr. Rothie.
Yes, Your Honor. Spoke a few moments ago about two votes. This is the first one with Woodland Estates. It's the final resolution which confirms the accuracy of the special assessment roll. Again, this is a pretty easy assessment roll to calculate. It's just 60% of the cost of the road work divided by the number of parcels, which there are 28. And this resolution essentially confirms that the roll as prepared by the city assessor is accurate, and then instructs administration to implement this special assessment and put it on the tax bills in the future.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll support that.
Motion is made, supported. Questions? Wendy, do you have anything to say about this? All right, Wendy's silent on the subject. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Kuva.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
Bolts.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. We'll go to B, Resolution 2117, support actions to minimize impact of SARS-CoV-2 transmission. Mr. Rothie.
Yes, Your Honor. Members of the City Council, last week, or 2 weeks ago, we received a letter from the Director of the St. Clair County Health Department, Dr. Mercantant. She is seeking council approve of this resolution that essentially says it's not a law, there's no force of law or requirement or anything like that. It's more of a ceremonial. The City of St. Clair understands that the Health Department is recommending certain mitigation measures, for people to follow, and we essentially says that the City of Council supports those measures. Again, this was a request by the Health Department Director. She's made this request to several other municipalities who have all taken action on this resolution at their meetings last week.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Support. Motion made, support. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Kuva.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
Bolts.
Yes.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, Your Honor.
Thank you. Force Administration, City Superintendent, Mr. Rothie.
Yes, Your Honor. A few items tonight. Again, any week now we should be receiving word from MDOT on the application for County Drive resurfacing. So far, my sources at MDOT and at Magna say that the application has been very well received, so I'm hoping to come forward with good news soon, but I don't have good news on that just yet. Additionally, Semco Gas is going to be doing a significant amount of work in our city. replacing mains and 290-something gas services, so that we're going to see them out and about a lot in the coming weeks and months. That's about all the information I have on that now. If there's questions, I'll try and get if people call City Hall, try and get them in touch with the right people at Semco to go over project specifics. I spoke with MDOT, that we reviewed the bike path on Clinton Avenue. At this point in the review process and with all some regulations involving when you can't remove trees at a time of year, it looks like construction is going to be pushed to spring of next year. We still are on track to finish the design and bid the project this late summer, early fall. So as of right now, construction on that is going to be taking place next year and not this fall. But I'm going to talk with them more, have more follow-up conversation on their process, so I can even better explain, what's causing the shift in a few months. And again, this evening at the end of the meeting, I will pass out the budget as required by the charter. The draft budget's due the first Monday of May, so I'll get that to you as well for you to start reviewing. Our public hearing for that is set the first council meeting in June. That's all I have this evening, Your Honor.
Any questions from Mr. Wilkie? I have one. What's the update on the water leak break situation on Clinton Avenue
I believe it was taken care of.
today?
I believe so.
Okay. Anybody else? Mr. Downey, you have anything?
I have nothing this evening, Your Honor.
All right, City Department?
Trees.
I'm sorry, Teresa, you here? Right.
Wait, she's a department.
Oh, you want to go right now?
Did you want to take care of it?
Sure. And then you, Annette, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Last year, the City of St. Clair participated in a trail maintenance grant program, and this year we are eligible to submit a grant to the St. Clair Community Foundation. This would be a grant for existing Bridge to Bay trail maintenance, and we can also use the funds for Bridge to Bay signage and interpretive kiosks. This is a 50-50 matching fund grant. And we are proposing a grant amount of $30,000, which would mean that the half of that would be our local match, which would be $15,000. And the Community Foundation grant submission deadline is May 7th. Last year, we participated in this program, and we committed $10,000 of our local funds to trail maintenance. Total project cost was $20,000 that we received from the grant. So we had a meeting with the Community Foundation last week, and they informed us that these funds would be available. They do have a grant committee meeting coming up in May, and that's why we have kind of a short timeline for submitting.
So we'll need a motion to do this.
Well, I'll let Mr. Johnny weigh in. I think, an affirmative discussion of, yes, let's pursue this grant application, I think that would be sufficient. If somebody wants to make the motion, formally directing us to apply for, a $30,000 grant, which would require a $15,000 match, I think that could be appropriate as well.
I agree with Mr. Rothy. I think it's up to the council how it wishes to proceed.
So last year we did 10,
Yes, and received 10,
received 10.
yes.
And this year we'd like to do a little bit more because we'd like to install some, signage. That way when we complete the Clinton Avenue bike path, when we can have some signs, perhaps in Plumer Park, location is still to be determined. But, it would, when somebody comes to our town, they could, then if they're at a certain access point along the trail, they'd be able to see how it connects, not just through St. Clair, but through the neighboring communities that are all connected by the Bridge to Bay Trail.
We also, our DPW indicated last year that we wish we would have had some additional funds so that we could do more maintenance on the bike paths. I know they identified an area along Fredmore Highway that didn't get done last year, and that would be put on the schedule. It's a pretty quick turnaround with the grant, so we can use this year's current fiscal funds, and it can go into next year's budget too, so it could be split up if that's what we would like to do. And timing might be in scheduling.
There's dedicated money in this year's budget?
For last year's fund, we used did we use road maintenance funds?
Yeah, for the repair and maintenance part of, the grant, there's sufficient funds budgeted in the major streets fund. And for depending on how many signs we choose, the sizes, might be able to work that into with our existing Parks and Recreation allocation. Might need a budget amendment at this time. Again, we don't know, really how many signs we're going to want or what yet. So, again, directing us to apply for the grant doesn't commit, doesn't necessarily commit us to, the funds. We'd still have to go seek bids for the maintenance work and, come with a sign plan for the signage.
The signs are part of the countywide trail plan. We have a separate wayfinding committee that has been meeting on a regular basis and making recommendations for signage.
And Teresa, you feel that the extra $5,000 is going to cover the signs and the additional maintenance and repairs that need to be done
Yes.
compared to last year? I mean,
We have talked about maybe splitting that, half going to maintenance and half going to signage. There are these kiosks, interpretive kiosks that they're recommending that would show the entire Bridge to Bay trail, and then it would give you also a spot where you can customize information for each city. A lot of the cities are participating, or all the shoreline communities are participating, and some of them already do have funds for their signage. So it's something that will be recognizable throughout the county and kind of tie everything together.
So council, your wishes can be either to just tell them to pump the brakes, go to 10, go to 15, or something else.
Or continue with the process.
And authorize her to apply for the grant.
We would have to apply for a grant, and hopefully it would be approved, but
I'll make the motion to pursue it.
For the 15,000? I'll support that.
All right, motion made, support, questions? All right, call the roll, please.
Was that for up to 15,000 or for 15,000?
Say it again.
The motion,
Up to?
up to? Thank you. Kufa?
Yes.
Yes.
Laporte? Volt?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes,
Carried, Your Honor.
thank you. What else you got, Teresa, is that it?
I have a special event permit later on
Okay.
on the agenda.
All right, thank you. All right, other city departments.
Yes, Your Honor. The first item under new business is the appointment of the new council member. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to give a quick tutorial on how council takes action with voting. So the mayor is chairman of the council. Will, before each item that needs a vote, it might ask for a roll call vote. You've heard a couple of them already today. So I will call out each member's name, and the answer is yes, no, or I abstain. Council member must abstain if they are to receive any financial gain from whatever that approval might be. The other way for council to take action is by a voice vote. And this is when the mayor will simply ask, all in favor? The answer is aye. Any opposed? The answer is no. So those votes are not done individually. So when these votes come up, sometimes if we have any questions, we'll refer it to Attorney Downey if we need to know if there's a roll call or a voice vote. But I just wanted to put that out there because there are action items on the agenda after the appointment. So good luck to all candidates, and I will be available this week to speak to whoever that may be and hand out a lot of reading material. So that's it, Ron.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other city departments? Deans, authorities, boards, commissions, committee chairs, council reps, anybody have anything? All right. We have no unfinished business number 8. So let's go to number 9A, appointment of Ward 2 council member.
I'll make the motion to approve Mr. Chris Paul to Ward 2 council member.
I'll support.
All right, the motion's been made and supported. Is there questions? Before we vote on this thing, I just want to thank everybody who got involved with this thing. You guys, we really appreciate it. The city of St. Clair is very fortunate. We had 7 people really apply. Well, 8, but 7 showed up for the interviews, I should say. And they were all outstanding. And if you're one of those, please be aware that in the very near future, I'll be leaning on you to serve on committees, everything from planning to cemetery to recreation. We were all very impressed with all of you, and I thank you very much. Anybody else have comments or questions?
I agree completely. I thought the process was illuminating, and so we have a great community that has that much support behind a seat like that. So thank you all for applying and doing your part.
All right, then we'll go for a roll call vote.
Laporte,
Yes.
Volz,
Yes.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Kufa,
Yes.
Cedar,
Yes.
carried, Your Honor.
All right, then, at this time, should we have Mr. Paul come up to the podium here and take the oath?
Yes, congratulations, Mr. Paul. Please go up to the podium there, and there is the oath. Okay, so we will both raise our right hand, and need some cheaters. We'll raise our right hands, and you will repeat after me. I provided that so it's easier to read because it gets quite lengthy. Okay, raise your right hand, please. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Charter of the City of St. Clair.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Charter of the City of St. Clair.
And that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of Council Member 2nd Ward in and for the City of St. Clair, County of St. Clair, and State of Michigan according to the best of my ability.
And that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of the Chamberlain, 2nd Ward, in and for the City of St. Clair, the County of St. Clair, and the State of Michigan according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mr. Paul. You may take your seat up at the council.
Thank you.
Going to be bid for Woodland Estate Special Assessment Project, Mr. Rosen.
Yes, Your Honor, this evening we have a bid award for the Woodland Estates Special Assessment Improvement Project, which Council previously took action on with the resolution. The low bid and the recommended contractor to be received the bid is Murray Underground Systems. The bid amount is in $167,595. Mr. Crewn from AEW is here to answer any questions you may have about the project.
I do have one question. Why is the bid almost $40,000 less than what the estimated bid was?
Take this off here. Good evening, Ryan Kern with AEW. Yeah, the 4 bids that we received, all 4 bids were under our estimate of $202,000. The unit pricing that we received was far less than what we had estimated as part of this project.
When was your engineer estimate given?
We developed that, was in January of this year that we updated that estimate, yes.
Where was most of the cost savings different?
Asphalt costs mostly. Asphalt costs were a lot less than what we had anticipated.
Really?
Murray's done jobs for us before, haven't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did the third 3 casts, and then the previous projects that were Thornapple, Henry, and I don't remember what the other, that was before my time.
11th Street, I think. The last 2 road projects they've completed for the city.
Do they have a history of getting the job and underbidding it and losing money, or no?
Not that I know
I don't
of.
think so, no.
I can't comment on their finances.
Yeah, I don't,
We've had pretty good success with that.
yeah.
So we need a motion to approve the bid.
So moved.
So is it 167 or 184 that we're approving?
It's recommended at $167,595 plus a 10% contingency for any unforeseen conditions that come up. So it would be for a total of $184,000 and change.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Volz,
Yes.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Kufa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Cedar,
Yes.
carried, Your Honor.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
C, approve DTE lighting agreement. This is some good news, I think. God bless you. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. At the request of council, I've worked with DTE on a proposal to upgrade the city streetlights with LED fixtures. DTE has completed an inventory of all streetlights and has prepared this proposal that was included in your packet. The cost to upgrade all fixtures I'm just going to say the final cost after a DTE contribution as well as a rebate the city is entitled for. The final cost to convert after that rebate is $102,214. It is due up front. The current annual lighting cost for these 379 light fixtures is $129,146.40. The future annual invoice is $91,489.56, which is an annual savings of $37,656.84, which is a payback time, a return on investment 2.7 years.
That's amazing.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, is the motion to approve the upfront cost of $112,955?
Is that what you need?
Yeah, that's what's in the agreement.
Sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then one other thing real quick, just to point out, we do have those decorative fixtures on Clinton Avenue, that were part of that previous project. All of those are not included in these 379. My rationale for that was we don't exactly know what needs to be relocated or removed as part of the bike path project, so I didn't want to, replace some fixtures only to have to go back and, to the drawing board again. So again, that's just 16 streetlights, those to be taken care of at a later date. Again, this is still a significant amount of lights and savings that is going to be realized here.
So those won't be forgotten about if?
No.
Okay.
So just to be clear, we're only replacing the fixture, no poles, nothing like that?
I believe so.
Okay. And then this 5-year order or contract that goes along with it, have we had one of those previously? Or
Yeah, this is DTE standard municipal
okay.
street lighting contract.
Yeah. And so we've been going month to month with one or at this point, or we're just entering a,
It kind of-
re-upping kind of thing, just so I know how this process.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that right away on how it works. I think there's different ones at different times, depending on when those lights were first acquired, but.
Yeah, after the 5 years,
Yeah.
it says it's a month to month. at that
Yeah,
point in
I
time.
can't-
So, just wanted, okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Call the roll, please.
Folds?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Kufa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I guess I'm going to take a minute and just thank Member Kinsfater, because he was really one of the really pushed on this lighting thing, and it's going to save us a ton of money. All right, we got a special event, or a traffic order, I'm sorry, Chief.
Good evening. I have a traffic control order in front of you. Basically, we put these signs up on Ash and South Delano, Oakwood, Hugo, and Jackson, Sinclair Streets over 20 years ago, because the population of the high school was big and they had an open campus. So the kids were parking in the neighborhood and doing certain things at lunchtime, and so the chief at that time put up these signs. Talking to the high school administration, they don't have an issue anymore. They got plenty of parking, and they don't have an open campus anymore. And I don't see any public safety issues, so I'm just requesting we pull all those signs so their friends can park in front of their houses Monday through Friday during the day.
You need a motion to do that?
I don't know if we do.
I think there's got to be an approval of the...
Yeah.
So moved.
Support.
All right, the motion is made and supported to rescind the traffic order and remove those signs. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Chief. You gonna stay right there, Chief, or no?
Yep, I'm gonna stay right here.
All right, special event, Recreation Department summer events.
I have a request from the rec department for all their events. You have a list of them, so I'm not gonna go through them, but all the paperwork's in, and I recommend you approve them.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion is made and supported, and I'll just go through them very quickly. They're talking about concerts from June 11th through July 23rd, car show July 10th, bike parade July 13th, kids fishing event June 12th. Motion made and supported. Questions? Teresa, you want to add something to that?
I would like to add something.
All right.
No, not another event, just maybe an update on our summer programs in addition to our special events here, that all of our programs will be following the, let me get my little statement here, the current COVID-19 safety guidelines, including but not limited to social distancing measures, limiting participation, group sizes, and wearing of face masks by participants and staff. And I didn't know, well, you can approve this special event, but if you have any questions about summer programs, I could make a statement following.
Following the vote?
Yes.
All right, so the motion's been made and supported. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Chief, Teresa, you want to make that statement?
So again, we are, we got our special events planned, but we also are planning on our programming for this summer following the COVID-19 guidelines. We have asked the DPW this week to take off the pool cover so that we can check all of the mechanics of our pool, make sure that that's operating properly. And we still are accepting applications for certified lifeguards at the pool and for summer playground programs. So we encourage anyone that's interested to fill out an application. I will say for the lifeguarding and or the pool applicants, we will take non-certified applicants too, because we can use them at the front desk and keeping the pool clean during the summer. So our brochure should be out soon. By the end of this week, all of our programs are listed on our website, stclairrec.com. And I wanted to make another comment on the outdoor concerts. So our concerts, sponsored by the city, are on Friday nights in June and July from 7 to 9. And just for everyone's information, the public and city council, the Rocking in the Plaza concerts will take place in the Park Plaza, and those are sponsored by the St. Clair Chamber of Commerce. So we should have two different concert series going on, complementing each other downtown all summer long.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we will go to F, approved boathouse property lot lease transfer. Is that Annette?
Yes, Mayor Cedar. In your packet was a memo explaining a request to transfer the lease for 1107 South Fifth Street. And although the charter does grant authority from the city clerk to authorize a transfer from a father to a son, because it involves the estate with the grandfather, I wanted to bring it in front of council just for transparency. So the recommendation is to transfer from Carl Eisen to Matthew Eisen, the lease for 1107 South Fifth Street.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion's made, support. Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
G is appointments to boards and commissions. I have a couple. We have formed a Dangerous Buildings Commission, and the appointees go as follows with your approval. Appoint Rick Jefferson and Phil Porte for one-year terms to expire December 31st, 2021. Matt Griefor and Judy Shawn for two-year terms to expire December 31st, 2022. And Mitchell Kufa Sr. for a three-year term to expire December 31st, 2023.
Just real quick, Your Honor, that's actually Mitchell Kufa Jr. I don't know if that matters.
Were you the third?
I'm the third.
I'll make a motion to approve with the change.
Support.
Any questions?
What's this commission going to do, Bill?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What's the commission do?
What's the purpose? What are they going to be doing?
If there's a building that meets the criteria of being a dangerous building, it's improperly wired, it's decrepit, roof is collapsing, the owner of that property can be brought before the commission and can be ordered to fix it or else face demolition of the property.
Thank you.
My understanding is that they'll meet as needed.
Correct.
They don't meet every month or anything like that, but just whenever something comes up.
This commission was required by the ordinance council adopted a few months ago. That was our dangerous buildings ordinance. It's kind of the first step in the procedural process to ensure compliance via either improving of property or demolishing of, structures. And, worst case scenario, if we can't gain other compliance.
Just to refresh my memory, we have a building commission? And this is a dangerous building commission. What does the building commission do again?
My understanding is that the building commission will engage in review of codes and it could be the mechanical code, the plumbing code, things of that nature. The reason that I recommended the formation of a Dangerous Buildings Commission is that it's a little narrower in its scope, and there's an expertise, as I'm sure you saw in reviewing the candidates that were put on the slate. You've got the former chief of police, current civil engineer, building inspector, realtor. I believe Mr. Griefor's on the planning commission. So there's a breadth of experience that's brought to bear, and I don't know what the constitution is of the building commission, but this just gives us a little bit more sharpness, a little more focus on the issues that this board will be addressing.
Thank you.
All right. Have we, motion made, supported? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We'll go to H. This is the addition. We're going to ask for approval for a temporary sign permit. Annette, is that you?
Sure, Your Honor. Before you is an application for a temporary sign permit for Sinclair High School to place Class of 2021 banners on the railing at Plumer Park Boardwalk. It's following the same process we did last year for Class of 2020. So the temporary sign permit can be signed by the building official, but because it's on public property, we brought it before council for approval, so that's what we're seeking tonight.
It's the same thing we did last year.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Support. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Go to number 10, claims of the council, April 22nd, April 29th, 2021. Any questions about claims of the council?
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
Motion's made, support, a question?
I do want to say the credit card statement's nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to number 11, public questions and comments. Anybody have any non-agenda items they'd like to talk about tonight? Let's go to number 12, mayor and council comments and announcements. Do you have anything?
I don't fit under that category, Mayor, but I just want to remind everybody of National Police Week, May 9th through 15th, and Police Officers Memorial Day on May 15th. The Marvelite Tournament, 21st to the 23rd. And Treese, maybe if you want to get back up to the podium and talk about being a tourist in your own town. Sorry to put you on the spot. Yes, the community leadership team is putting on a Be a Tourist in Your Own Town, so Treese has been a great leader on that, so do you want to add something?
Yes, I will add that Annette's also on that committee. Does a good job, too. But has it been 2 years since we did the First Impression tourism project, where we had people come to our community and kind of critique. And this was one of the recommendations, is to be a tourist, to bring awareness to the things that we have to offer in the St. Clair. And then we also updated our St. Clair on the River website. So that will have a calendar. It lists all the shops in town, drink and dining establishments, where to stay, and like I said, the calendar with all the events. So we're kind of highlighting that on the Be a Tourist Day. It's May 22nd, and we're actually doing a mailer in this upcoming week. And for information, you would go to stclairontheriver.com. Is that good? Yes. I'm sorry I didn't think of it earlier during reports. Yeah, we've been working on it for quite a long time, just trying to bring awareness to the website first and foremost, and then just showcase what's here for residents that some residents might not even be aware of. So Saturday, we're just encouraging people to go out and following all current health department protocols, of course, but see what's here. And the flyer, I think, is being mailed next week. So hope to see everyone out and about.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Trace.
Anybody else? All right, before we go into the number 13, I saw this on TV, and I'm just going to share it with everybody, as you'll be glad that I did. As I saw this, it said, remember, being nice never goes out of style. Remember that. All right, I'm going to ask for a closed session, a motion to discuss strategy, connect with the negotiation of collective bargaining agreement with the employees represented by the police officers, labor council.
So moved.
Support.
Questions? Call the roll, please.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Koopa?
Yes.
Laporte? Paul?
Yes.
Volk?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Due to the size of that room, which is very small, we're going to do the closed session here. So I'm going to beg and ask you to, if you exit the building now, we'd appreciate that. And thank you again to everyone for being here tonight and all your interest.